Each year there's always a vast array of cynical crime thrillers that can't help but be inspired by Michael Mann's engaging and intense heist thriller Heat, which undoubtedly demonstrated the power of filmmaking practices in sound, editing and cinematography. Despite being driven by a prolific cast and a good director like John Hillcoat, 999 blends itself in amongst a bargain bin of relatively unremarkable crime thrillers, making it ultimately irrelevant. 999's story has two perspectives. On the one hand, we're following a group of criminals and corrupt cops blackmailed by the Russian mafia into retrieving valuable data, and on the other, we shadow rookie cop Casey Affleck in his attempt to uncover a criminal conspiracy. Despite the film's initially interesting story, very quickly does the film find itself exhausted by its attempts to appear more complex than it actually is. It far too frequently jumps between multiple characters to help explain the plot from various perspectives, but since we're given very little time with each character, we are never given any reason to actually care. Chiwetel Ejiofor for the most part carries the majority of the story, but he ultimately has little to his character arc despite his personal goal of protecting his son. The same can be applied to Casey Affleck, who, despite playing your typical stern and quiet protagonist, is given very little emotional weight. For the most part, the film is devoid of any emotional impact despite its harsh and bloody violence that comes across more for shock value than increasing the intensity of the villains. At one point, the violence even contradicts the psychology of certain characters. Despite a strong cast of great actors, they aren't given very much to do. In fact, some characters barely serve much purpose and it feels like the story doesn't even require them at all. Most characters are simply there to serve a one-note purpose. It's a film that feels flustered in its attempt to handle a large cast in what is ultimately a very small-scale story. There is arguably too much going on that certain plot points lack any resolution and seemingly become absent from the film entirely. There's no denying it's a competent and serviceable crime thriller that does at times carry some great tension and engaging encounters, but as a whole, it just lacks clear narrative direction that holds it back from being a much more memorable thriller amongst the pack. Thanks for watching, guys. Just ignore all this jazz here, I'm kind of working remotely at the minute. Make sure to share your own thoughts of 999 in the comments below, and if you're on Facebook or on Twitter, I cannot strongly encourage you more to go like me there, because I want to post other bits and pieces of content there as well. This Thursday, we're doing a video on Oldboy, how to construct a fight scene. So until Thursday, stay safe, enjoy your week, and I'll see you very, very soon.